Hey there. So in this demo, we're going to see how you can use the Remote Debugger to be able to see what's going on when you're running an app on a physical Cloud Connector device. So right here on my computer, I've actually got a window that shows the output of my Cloud Connector. I'm using a little HDMI capture device such as this one so that I can capture that HDMI signal and display it here in QuickTime Player on my computer. So if you go to the Senza console homepage, if you've got one of your favorite devices plugged in and turned on and it's in the browser mode, not streaming video, you'll see that this little debug button is lit up, and I'm going to go ahead and click that. What that's going to do is open Chrome's Remote Debugger, and if you just click on the link here, then you'll see a debugger interface that's actually very similar to what you would normally see if you were debugging a regular website in Chrome. The difference is that instead of just seeing your website, you actually see a simulated image of what's running in the remote Chrome. And you'll also notice one thing is different. This is a little subtle, but right here underneath the arrow buttons and the URL bar in my Chrome, there's actually the same thing, arrows, reload, and a URL bar for the remote Chrome. So a couple things that you can do here that are useful are that you can view and change the URL, basically telling the remote browser what to do. And if you need to, you can actually click on things right here with the mouse and type with the keyboard, something that you can't normally do on a real Cloud Connector device. But what's useful is if you're using like an early version of your app and you need to sign in with a password, you can kind of cheat and do it here. So as you can see, if I use the remote control for my physical device and hit the arrow keys, help if I use the correct remote control. If I use the remote control, then you'll see it moving around, and you'll see here in the live preview, interestingly, we're actually streaming the contents of the browser in two different ways. One using the Senza platform to my device, and another using Chrome's remote developer tools to the debugger. So you'll see that they more or less show the same thing. Now over here in the debugger interface, you're going to see pretty much everything that you would expect to see in the debugger. It's kind of exactly the same as what you would normally have in terms of the elements on the page, console output, sources, the network interface. You can see the contents of local storage here, just all the things that you would normally do. But for example, if I hit a button on the remote, like I hit the left arrow, you'll see there's actually a little log from the library that says, hey, I hit the left arrow. So let's do a quick little demo where I'm going to actually replace the app up here. So if I go to senzadev.net, I'm just going to load up this little Zoom app. And what this does is it plays two videos, one picture-in-picture and one full screen. So if I hit the down arrow, then you'll see that it switches like that. And you'll notice that basically the same thing's happening as I do that. Now, if I hit OK to switch to the remote player, you'll notice that the Chrome debugger only shows the web interface. When you're streaming video to the device, it's bypassing Chrome entirely, so you're not going to see that. But if I hit OK again, then you'll notice that it's going to sync the video back and then return to how it was previously. So I can, for example, hit the down arrow here, and it'll work exactly the same. That's kind of as if I'm actually sending that arrow two different ways. If I use the remote control, it's coming in as a network event to Chrome, whereas if I hit the arrow key here, it's as if Chrome received it directly, as if I had a keyboard plugged into the computer it was running on, but in either case, it runs through the same code and does the same thing. So that is a quick little demo of how the debugger works. Happy debugging!